The return to Coordinator's Corner as we look towards Illinois State this weekend in Normal, Illinois. And how did the Sycamores handle the bye week last week? Well, if you ask Coach Jeff Hecklinski, there's no such thing as a bye, or especially an off week.
Well, let's get something straight. There are no bye weeks. That was a get-right week. Okay, and that's what we did. That's how we used it. We used it to get right, and we used it to correct what we needed to correct and put emphasis on little things that we needed to emphasize. There are no bye weeks. You know, it was a week where we could now take a breath, we could assess ourselves, and really take a look at what each individual player needed to get better at, and then hone in for 3 practices on what they needed to get better at, and we were able to do that. And now we get to go back out and put it to the test and play against a great opponent.
Moving ahead for the Sycamore defense, one that held Liberty below most of their averages, a high potent offensive attack. The main takeaway from 2 weeks ago was clear for defensive coordinator Brad Wilson.
It's a matter of winning one-on-one situations, and that's, kind of what it came down to. They had a couple guys that we knew were great players going in, and a couple guys that made some plays in some key situations, and then the thing that I did like and that we as a staff thought was encouraging was, how our guys continued to play. And we told them all week and the night before in the hotel, you've got to be emotionally prepared to win on the last play of the game. And, unfortunately, it was the other side that was, that it happened for. But we knew that it was going to be that type of game. You could just kind of sense it. And so I like the way that they came back and played, especially in the fourth quarter after giving up the lead there in the third. So I was pleased with their effort there in the fourth.
The Illinois State defense has racked up 11 sacks this year already. That's second best in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. Indiana State is coming off its best offensive production by far of the year against the Liberty Flames. And Coach Hecklinski is familiar with the challenge upcoming Saturday with Brock Spack.
Brock is obviously one of the best defensive coordinators and defensive minds in the country, and I've known him for a long time. And actually, I've played against him when I was at Ball State and at Arizona. It seems like almost every year we were playing against each other there for a little while. And they've always been strong and played strong, and you can really see that this year. They're playing strong. They're different. Been through every game a year ago, been through every game this year. They are a different team right now. They're fast, they're physical, they're obviously really good up front. They added a linebacker that was a TCU drop-down, who's a really good player. Obviously they got the All-American corner. I think their safeties are really good guys and able to play in the box and down the ball. They're almost like extra backers back there, but have the ability to cover.
From having to slow down Buckshot Calvert to find a way to slow down a team that darn near splits on their yardage average with 243 through the air and 235 on the ground.
They've got great players all over the place. They've got 4 running backs on that roster and probably more, but 21, 25, 6, and 8 are 4 guys that they can take it to the house and they can be a home run every time they touch it. I think that you look at him and you say, the thing that you respect about him as a defensive coach is that there's very little deception. They're going to line up and they're going to roll their sleeves up and they're going to dare you to stop them. And I think that, you look at them and you say they want to be a run-first football team and they're committed to the run and they've got these great running backs and they're great up front and guys execute their scheme very well, and then they go out last week and they throw for over 300. So, you kind of look at it and say, man, but they just utilize their weapons very well. I think their quarterback is a great engineer of that offense. Obviously he's probably doing a lot to get him in and out of the right plays, and he distributes the ball very well and knows who his playmakers are, and they do a great job when they get the ball in space, or if there is no space, they do a great job of creating it.
We continue to preview the matchup with Illinois State, the Redbirds, the rest of the week here on GoSycamores.com. Reporting from Memorial Stadium with the birthday boy, Mark Smith, I'm Luke Martin.